Welcome to Frequency Matters, the RF Microwave Update Series. I'm Pat Hindle, and I'm here with my co-host Eric Hine. This episode, we're going to continue our coverage of the August European Microwave Week and mmWave themed issue. As a reminder, the cover feature reviews the RF semiconductor companies in France. This is part of our European Microwave Week coverage. And in this episode, we're going to take a look at the mmWave special focus section within the magazine, which is also available as a PDF ebook that you can download online. So kind of a unique way of doing a digital and print version together. Eric, what do we have for technical articles in the mmWave special focus section?
Thanks, Pat. The cover feature for that special focus section is an article from SwiftLink Technologies on phased array antenna beamformers to enable extreme mobile broadband and wireless fiber. So those are code words for higher data rates, and that capability is really fundamental to 5G Advanced and the 6G vision. And the article goes into detail about the topology and performance of a 45 nanometer beamformer for a 16-element array operating from 24 to 44 gigahertz. So there are all sorts of RF, EVM, carrier aggregation performance results. And interestingly, with the frequency range, one of the main applications is SATCOM. So the article also offers some thoughts on integrating the SATCOM and terrestrial networks and the role that AI will play in that. So lots of good product information and thoughts about the short-term future in that article. On a more tactical note, we also have an article from SIAE Microelectronica and a couple of universities about a single-layer alumina waveguide to coplanar transition for D-band, so 110 to 175 gigahertz. And walking around exhibition floors and looking at product announcements, we've seen how important E-band, W-band, and D-band are becoming, and it appears there's a lot of effort at developing the nuts and bolts, the connectors, cables, boards, and transitions that'll be needed at these frequencies. So this article gets into detail about all the challenges that needed to be addressed to make this transition a reality.
And just running down the products in the issue, we had maximizing RF performance with custom laminates from WavePro, which is a Garlock brand, bridging the terahertz gap from Micro Harmonics, and MLDD power divider operating to 7.125 gigahertz from Krytar, and those are in the issue. And then in the mmWave special focus section, we had high performance analog signal generators from Anapico, mmWave horn antennas for test and measurement applications from Pasternak, and real-time spectrum analysis from Rigel. We had a special guest join us today, Ben Anino, Product Line Director at Analog Devices, joined me to discuss the high-frequency IC space market. Let's take a look at a clip from that now.
And so can you talk a little bit about phased arrays and the trends specific to SATCOM?
Right, so these satellites are equipped with phased array panels, and those panels are responsible for setting up beams to connect to user terminals on the ground. And these links are regulated, so there's bands that are dedicated to SATCOM links and NTN links. And so usually jammers aren't a huge concern. So linearity is usually pretty low. And most of the signal chain is designed for low noise. These are noise limited links. So satellites really need very low noise and very low DC power. This is a bit different from, say, a radar application where you might be jammed, and so you need a good blend of linearity, noise, and high dynamic range. The SATCOM links are usually favoring low noise.
It was interesting to learn more about the space market from Ben, and ADI is really releasing some interesting products in the space market. Turning to the news, we've been covering the awards from the CHIPS Act, and Texas Instruments said they will receive up to $1.6 billion in funding from the U.S. Commerce Department towards the construction of 3 new facilities. The latest government outlay is aimed at bolstering this domestic chip supply production. And the funding will help the company build 2 factories in Texas and 1 in Utah. And Texas Instruments has pledged more than $18 billion through 2029 to these projects, which are expected to create 2,000 manufacturing jobs. And then Menlo Micro also was awarded a contract from the DoD Defense Innovation Unit, and mmWave would develop the first of its kind high current advanced circuit breaker for power distribution. And this is for the Naval Nuclear Propulsion Program's Advanced Technology Innovation Pipeline Program. And we'll use their MEM switch technology to do this. So that's a very interesting application of their switches. Eric, what did you see in the news?
Well, one thing that caught my eye was a report from ID TechX on RF metamaterials. And they identified 4 use cases: medical sensing, EMI shielding, radar beamforming. But in their view, 98% of what they anticipate being a $2 billion market in 2034 will be aimed at reconfigurable intelligent surfaces. So that's a pretty clear indicator of where the focus should be. Also, Satellio announced the launch of 4 additional satellites as part of its 5G NB-IoT constellation. And with these satellites, the company claims 100% global coverage as they look to position themselves in the emerging Internet of Everything and direct-to-device market. And we'll have more about those opportunities in an upcoming issue. So that caught my attention as well.
Yeah, and turning to events, European Microwave Week takes place September 22nd to the 27th in Paris, France, which we've been talking about. So just a reminder, there's 3 great forums at this event that you don't see at other microwave events typically. It's a 5G, 6G forum, an automotive forum, and the Defense, Security, and Space forum, which we help with. And these forums are really unique, and they bring together device, component, and systems companies in the ecosystem for technical presentations and networking. And this really sets EuMW apart from other events like IMS, where they don't really have that systems level exposure. So it's great for networking, and don't miss that. Eric, what did you see for events?
Well, we have a couple of great online panels coming up next month. September 13th is What's New in EM Simulation for SIPI EMI with Signal Integrity Journal. And September 17th is the Best 5G, 6G Beam Steering Antenna Arrays and Repeaters for millimeter wave deployments with Microwave Journal. So you can register for those today on our website in the events section. And our Radar Satcom Automotive-themed EDICon Online Educational Day is October 23rd, and that's the final one for 2024. So mark the calendar for that, and registration will be open next month. And that wraps up this episode. Our sponsor is Analog Devices. Analog Devices is a leader in the design, manufacture, and marketing of a broad portfolio of high-performance analog, mixed signal, and digital signal processing integrated circuits used in virtually all types of electronic equipment. And remember, as a member of the industry, a subscription to Microwave Journal is free, so please visit our site and subscribe today if you're not already a reader. And thanks for watching this episode, and please join us again next time for another episode of Frequency Matters.